Hello and welcome to another update video about SUI. Before we dive into the microstructures, some of you have asked for a long-term update for SUI, and this is really all we can do. This shows the bigger picture, and the long-term update tells us, and we have to ignore the beginning because what this is completely unclear. It could be another 1-2, yeah, but this is highly speculative, so we cannot commit to anything here. We typically start the wave counts, and that makes sense, at the all-time low after the startup candle. Okay, there are exceptions, but this year there is no price data. I mean, there's just a green candle. There's no way to count this, and yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. And yeah, of course, we could say that after this high is done, it might form another 4-5 pattern, but that doesn't help anyone, right? That's just, anything could be. We have to focus on what's probable. But yeah, some of you wanted to know like long-term projections. So let me explain again the 3 scenarios we're dealing with here. The first scenario, which I find is the most likely one, is that from the, let's say the all-time low after the initial candle, in October 23, the price formed the 5-wave move up. I'm calling that wave A in the primary count. Then we had a B wave pullback. There are various reasons why I label this rather a B wave and why I prefer the yellow count, but we talked about them in the previous video. I just want to give you an idea of the scenarios and projections. And then a C wave rally is unfolding now, should form 5 waves and should send us at least to 281. Projections are 430 and 557. The market has really adhered well to the analysis since August. The only thing is that there haven't been any more deep pullbacks, which sometimes happens in these impulsive waves, right? But there has been a nice pullback and opportunity in September. And there are small pullbacks along the way that can be used as entries, but this uptrend is likely still unfolding. And minimum expectation for a C wave is typically the 100% extension. That's at $2.81, 430 and 557 are the next key levels. However, at the same time, a break above 281 would open the door to the white count. And the white count means we are dealing actually with a larger 5-wave pattern instead of an ABC. But by the way, if anybody asks what happens after the C wave, nobody knows. Okay, that's one of these situations where we know that when a C wave tops, there are just too many options. There are 13 corrective patterns in Elliott wave, and an ABC structure is one of them. And it means it could turn then into a larger triangle. It could turn into new all-time lows. It could lead to a larger ABC structure where this is just the A wave, then we make a B wave and we rally in C. There's just absolutely nothing that would be reliable if the market tops in a C wave, yeah? So we will have to, this is where we say, okay, we now have a clear roadmap, we have targets. Once these targets are reached, we have to kind of lean back and let the market give us more price data so we can identify the next setup. But in the white count, which is sort of the most bullish scenario, it is not the preferred one. However, a break above 281 would open the door to that scenario, particularly if we get to 557, because that's the first ideal target for white wave 3. If we can then hold a higher low, and that wave 4 would be massive, it would probably take half a year, we can watch for one more high to 850 or even higher. I mean, I won't rule out $10 plus, but let's first see if we can get to 557, then we can get more excited about the white wave count, okay? So I'm not gonna rule it out, but because the yellow count and the white count both allow for a rally to 557, it does only make limited sense to really watch beyond this, because we won't know at this stage if the market can hold a higher low in wave 4. Everything would be purely speculation, hopium or whatever. So looking at the shorter time frame, there isn't much new stuff to talk about. So far the market has unfolded nicely. I said to you that the microstructure isn't so reliable, so best is just to simply go with the trend as long as it's straightforward, right? So we're forming higher highs, higher lows. As long as we're doing that, there is absolutely no sign that low is in place. You could easily draw yourself here a trend line or whatever and go with that. Or you could just say that the last swing low is your key level where you set a stop below. There are many options how to approach this depending on how you trade it. But we could say that as long as the $1.61 level is holding, which is the Thursday low, the focus could be on higher prices still. But I can actually see a pathway that leads into the support area. It's just not high confidence. Support is between $1.15 and $1.45, which means that the bullish counts can remain valid as long as we're holding $1.15. Only below $1.15, the red count, which is the bearish one, which could lead to new all-time lows, is confirmed. But because the pullback from the Monday high is in 3 waves, that doesn't confirm the red count at this stage at all, and we're still way above support. So at the moment, direct upside continuation is preferred. The only question is, does the market offer another pullback? I can tell you that if one shows, it could be an opportunity. Does one show? You would need a crystal ball for that. At the moment, the pullback, as I said, is in 3 waves. While this could turn into a larger 3-wave move, that also leaves the door open for direct extensions. So that means if we break above like $1.79, the Monday or actually the Tuesday high, we can watch for 218 probably. At least that's the next major upside target. Overall, circle wave 3 should get to around about 250 plus anyway. That's the update about SUI. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.